Thank you, Bhavdan. Thank you, everyone, for joining the session. I hope you guys are get more from the session because we have a lot of sample questions with the explanation about the advanced admin and admin certifications. So, can you please move on to the next slide?
Yeah.
Yeah, Salesforce admin group completed its 12 meetups nearly. So this is the 13th meetup of Salesforce admin group, Richie. We have received a lot of responses and requests regarding this meetup topics and sessions. So we're so happy to announce that we have conduct more contest on this session. I mean, for this session. So and that's also we have received more responses from the public. So I thank everyone who participate in the Salesforce Hunt contest. So we have, I think Salesforce admin group have two leaders. One is myself, Kadir Basha. I am working as a Salesforce developer in MST Solutions, and another one is a co-leader is Sundravel Chayam. He is also working as a Salesforce developer in MST Solutions. So let's move on to the next slide. Can you please? Yeah. So Bhavadharni, all of you know about Bhavadharni because she is the leader of Women in Tech Group Trichy. So she also handled more sessions and organized more meetups in a row. And she has more experience in Salesforce in both admin and advanced admin. She is working as a business system analyst in MST Solutions. So today's session it have some a lot of sample questions and explanation, and at the end of the session we have announced we are going to announce the winners of the Salesforce and contest. So I don't want to make waste any time on this time. So let's hand over the session to Bhavadharni. So Bhavadharni, can you please?
Yeah. Thank you, Basha. Thanks for a wonderful introduction. Okay, let's start the session. So, first of all, thanks for giving this wonderful opportunity to uh, talk about and give some cool tips to crack admin and advanced admin. Because recently I have completed the advanced admin and also I'm having experience, project experience by working as a admin as well as this business system analyst. So, thank you, Basha, for giving this wonderful opportunity. So, let's start the session. So, before that, I just want to thank my sponsor, so MST Solutions. So it's a proud moment to thank them. So these are today's agenda. I'm not going to read each and every line. So let's see what we are going to see today. So first of all, everyone will have a question like who can do admin or advanced admin. So there may be a scenarios, you may be a fresher, you're starting learning the Salesforce, and someone may be a QA, someone may be a developer, even someone may be an architect, but they didn't complete this Salesforce admin exam or else this advanced admin exam. So shall I do this admin exam or advanced admin? Everyone may have a question, right? So here's the answer. So admin exam, anyone can do it. Okay, if you want to gain knowledge in configuration part in Salesforce, so you can do it. There is no prerequisite for this. You can start learning it. And for advanced admin, there is a prerequisite. You have to definitely complete this admin exam. Okay, so anyone who wants to extend their Salesforce admin knowledge, so you can go ahead with Salesforce Advanced Administrator. It is a little bit complex if you compare this administrator. So of course it's called advanced admin, right? So it's a little bit complex and also it has a wide range of concepts. You have to learn it. So I'm just recalling it. There is no prerequisite for admin exam. You can straightly do it. And there is the prerequisite for advanced admin. So you have to complete this administrator exam. And I will just give you advice that if you are completing this admin exam in March month, then please just start learning for this advanced admin to sequentially. Don't put any break. So that will be easy for you to complete both admin and advanced admin. Of course, vouchers or orals are available in each and every community groups, right? So they are encouraging. So it's a correct time to do and crack both admin and advanced admin exam. So these are about the exam. This is nothing so different or nothing new. Every exams will have the same format. So if you are new to this about the Salesforce exam, let me go through the points. So there will be like 60 questions. So you have to answer 60 questions there will be additionally 5 questions, which is it doesn't have any score, but it just like in order to consume your time. That's it. But they will take into account those 60 questions, and passing score is 65 percentage. And the payment, right? The fee will be $200 plus additional tax, and the retake fee will be 100. You can retake, of course, many times. And okay, let's go to the session. So I don't want to just go over first admin exam and after the advanced admin exam, because I know many of them want to do only admin exam. But just let's compare both and then let's get to know about it. Okay. So these are the syllabus about admin exam and advanced admin exam. I have highlighted in sky blue color. So those are the similarities between both exams. So here also we are having security and access, and advanced admin also we are having security and access. But don't think we don't have to learn about security and access, because I have already learned in admin exam. Because each and everything, like in admin exam, there will be like a basic setup. It has a basic questions of security, but in advanced admin, it has a lot of topics in security. For example, it includes territories. So that kind of advanced topics it includes in a security access. So the name may be similar, but each and every subtopics is different. Okay, so that it called as advanced admin, right? And other than that, standard and custom objects and data management, reports and dashboards are mostly similar. So there is nothing complex, no advanced scenarios like that. So mostly they are similar. Okay. And but sales and marketing, service cloud, so everything it has its own subtopics, which is totally new to you. Okay, because if you take service cloud, it will has like omni channels and service consoles, so which are totally new to you. So you have to concentrate more and more for advanced admin. But if you take admin, it will be a little bit complex. So it will be like a very, very, very basics in sales cloud and service cloud. You can easily focus on and easily crack it. Okay. So I will go through more detail in upcoming slides. But these are the difference between admin syllabus and advanced admin syllabus. So I said, right, there is security and access in both the exams, but there are a lot of subtopics which make it different. For example, if you take admin exam, it has a basic security setups like profiles, permission sets, and what else? The org by default sharing rules, that kind of stuffs. So the basic stuffs will present in admin. But if you take advanced admin, in addition to that, you have to learn about this enterprise territory management and the folder sharing and about the delegated administrator. So these things and all we have heard about it just a one line, but it has a lot of scenarios in advanced admin exam. So you have to concentrate more and more advanced. Okay, so this is just like a little bit difference about one topic, but if you compare each and every topic, it has its own difference. So just want you to create some awareness about both the exams. So in the beginning of the session, I asked like, how many of you already completed this platform app builder? So there is a good news for you. So the good news is if you want to focus on admin exam, you just need to learn additionally these three concepts: the sales and marketing application and service clouds, and finally activity management, because you already completed every other concepts like security basic stuffs like process automation, objects and access, data management, everything in platform app builder. So just you need to learn these three concepts in order to complete your admin exam. Okay, this is good news, right? So you don't have to break your head by learning all the concepts, just you need to focus on these three items. So these are the official trial mix for admin exam as well as advanced admin exam. Of course, Basha will post this PPT in their own group page, so you can access it. So how to start the exam preparation? We have see about what are the syllabus, what are the topics, everything. But before that, I just want you to go through about more detail about the syllabus. So if you take the Salesforce administrator syllabus, I said right, the security and access, it has its own topics. Okay, like this. But if you take advanced admin, it's a little bit advanced, like it has a enterprise territory management, everything like this. You can compare both the topics here. I will send you the links so you can compare it. So if you take the process automation in platform app builder as well as in admin, you may learn about this workflow, approval process, process builder flows, what else, assignment rule, escalation rule, that kind of stuffs. But in advanced admin, you may just need to learn a little bit like entitlement process or else. So that kind of stuffs will come in both service cloud as well as this process automation. Other than that, everything is similar. So you can easily compare admin topics and advanced admin topics in these two links because it is really so descriptive, right? If I want to just complete the admin exam, I can just go to this page and I can easily go over each and every word. Each and every word is a topic, right? So I can just look into the fiscal year so that I can go to help.salesforce.com. I can learn the entire fiscal year concept like that. So each and every term is a topic. So you can easily complete the syllabus if you have this page in your hand. So let's see how to start learning for the exam. So first one is go through the syllabus because that's why I have gone through the syllabus of both admin and advanced admin because you may miss some topics for your exams, okay, while preparing. So I don't want you to do it. So just go through the syllabus so that you can get some ideas. So which topics we already knew and which I want to learn from the scratch so that you can concentrate and segregate all those topics, okay? And you can get the detailed syllabus link I have shown you just now, right? So you can get this detailed syllabus and each and every subtopics in these two links. It will be really helpful. Trust me, I have prepared the exam using these two links. Of course, you can compare it with your Salesforce syllabus page also. Okay, and refer help.salesforce.com. Instead of referring the Salesforce blogs, you can refer this help.salesforce.com for each and every topic because it has its own considerations, it has its own examples, scenarios, everything. Okay, so you can refer the help.salesforce.com. It will be really, really helpful for you. And next one is the fifth point maybe sound a little bit weird for you or else a little bit new to you. So I just want you to create a separate developer org for your exam preparation, not for any projects, not for anything. So if you want to appear for admin exam, just create one developer org and then just start implementing all those concepts whatever you are learning in that particular org so that you can just go through it for your before going to the exam, and also it will be really helpful for you for your advanced admin also. Okay, so that you will gain a lot of practical knowledge. So please do create the developer org for your exam preparation. Okay, next one is learn the considerations and limitations also. Because many people will learn like that. What is what? Okay, I understood all these scenarios, everything. But they fail to notice about these limitations and considerations. Because each and every topic will have its own limitations, right? In the exam, they may ask about it. So you should, I'm not only talking about the exam, but also while working in a project, right? As a system administrator, you should know about all the limitations so that you can just know before implementing everything. Okay, and finally, attend the mock exams like a practice exam questions. It is not advisable to memorize all those things blindly. Just you can just know the confidence level, how much you have prepared for the exam, okay, how much I'm getting it right, and your mind can think in all those scenarios. Just you can train your mind, okay, don't just memorize all those answers, just you can train your mind. Once you completed preparing about this admin exam, you can just start working on those practice exam questions. And finally, the important point is learn topics based on weightage. Because if you are struggling in one particular topic, okay, so consider that I'm struggling in content management. Okay, so that will be a little bit advanced in advanced administrator exams. So consider that I'm struggling in that particular topic. The first thing I have to check is weightage, the percentage. What is the percentage of this particular topic? If it is really, really low, then I can just leave it. If it is, if you're not having enough time, I'm saying it, this is not a best practice. But if you're not having enough time, you can give less priority to the topic than comparing to other topics. Okay, so don't just learn based on your own interest or else you are familiar with those topics like that. Just learn based on the weightage or percentage. Okay, in the syllabus also I have mentioned like the 3%, 12% like that. So go through the syllabus, and its weightage too. So these are some of the important tips, and you can start preparing for your exams like this in this way. So next one will be, so I don't want to restrict like this. You have to prepare only the MCQ questions for admin exam as well as advanced admin exam or whatever may be the exam. Okay, of course you will get only MCQ questions, but I don't want you to limit up to it because you are a real trial basis, right? You have a lot of interest in Salesforce. Of course, your career is Salesforce. So don't stop up to learning MCQ questions and solving these scenarios. Just do it more. So I already said, just work out practically by creating one developer org, right? So I'm having one idea for that. So create one mini project if you are consider that you are going to appear for admin exam. Okay, create one developer or just start drafting all the scenarios by just comparing with the syllabus. Okay, for example, if my syllabus just start with the security like custom object and applications, just start thinking about those scenario for each and every topic and just draft it like a business system analyst. Okay, and after that work all the scenarios in that developer org. So it should not be like this. Each and every topic will have its own scenario or business use case. Everything should be organized. Okay, it should be at the end of the day, it should be like a mini project. Okay, you are going to hand over to your client. It should be like that. Okay, it should be easily understandable so that you can easily remember that example while you are appearing for the exam. And also, it's like you will gain a lot of experience as a Salesforce administrator before appearing for your exam. It's really cool, right? So if you want to be a real trailblazer, just try this. Create one mini project, have all the scenarios, and just execute in your own new developer org. Okay. So if you don't make it too complex about each and every scenarios, don't think it too much. Just cover all the scenarios and all the topics. So that's fine. Okay. Now to make it more interesting, just take this mini project and take this as a group challenge with your friends and just set some time. Okay, so within 3 weeks I have to complete this mini project with my friends. So just work with your group of friends or group of colleagues, so this will really highly motivate you in order to complete this mini project, so that you will get two benefits. Okay, you will complete one mini project. It's like doing freelancing for your own business, and also you can gain a lot of practical knowledge. Of course, you will cover all the topics for your admin exam. Okay, so this sounds pretty much long plan for your exam. Okay, don't think like that. So definitely you will gain a lot of practical knowledge because of this idea. Okay, shall we go for sample questions? I'm having sample questions for administrative topics as well as advanced administrative topics. Are you ready? You can just unmute it and say the answers. And also I will teach you how to break the questions, because I'm not just copying and paste the questions here and asking you the answers. I will teach you how to break the scenarios and how to process the questions in your brain, okay, easily. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. How many child objects can be included in a report type? Any guess? 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, what's that?
Is it two?
Okay, it's 3, because we will have one primary object and then 3 child objects. Okay, if you see this diagram, you can easily understand one primary object and followed by all the child objects. Okay, so you can refer this in this link also. Okay, next question is, the user cannot see the new button to create campaign, but they do have visibility to campaign records. This means they can see the existing records, but they cannot create new records. So as administrator, what shall you do?
Yeah, we need to provide a create permission on profile level.
Okay, great.
Marketing user needs to be checked.
Great.
Yeah, we have to check marketing user.
Okay, great. Right answer. Okay, Cosmic Enterprises will be adding new product that will be delivered once. Okay, they are saying that product will be delivered once, but they are billing it quarterly installments. So you can compare like this. They are delivering the product once, but they are doing payment each and every month, each and every quarter like that. Any idea which model we can use?
Contracts.
Okay, it's kind of a schedule. Which schedule can we use? Revenue schedule or
Revenue
quantity
schedule
schedule?
can be used.
Great, revenue schedule. So you can easily remember by this simple example, okay? So there are two type of schedules. One is revenue schedule, another one is quantity schedule. If you are buying a bike in EMI, okay, what will you do? You will deliver your bike at the first and you have to pay EMI each and every month, okay? So revenue is just calculating each and every month, right? So then it is called revenue schedule, and quantity schedule means you will just pay for your monthly newspaper, so the product will be just delivered each and every day like that. So which one is getting splitted is the answer. Okay, this is the difference between revenue schedule and quantity schedule. We can remember these two examples. It will be really cool. Which are the three features of case?
Web to case, email to case,
Email case team.
Teams.
Okay, great. Those are three: web to case, email to case, and case teams. Correct. Okay. So all users have standard profile assigned. You have to just mark each and every keyword. Okay, standard profile. Admin would like all the user able to create, edit, read, but only manages to delete contacts. So they are talking about some common permission, but also some special permissions. And also they are talking about standard profile, how this can be achieved.
permission set.
Profile and permission sets.
Mission set.
Okay. Shall they use the standard profile?
Clone the profile.
Okay, great. Why?
Yes.
What's the reason?
Salesforce by default does not provide to just provide the access for the standard profile.
Okay. And also standard profile, you cannot change anything. It will be simply read only, right? So you cannot change any permissions. So the answer is you have to clone the standard profile and remove the delete permission, because only managers are allowed to delete the context, right? So remove the permission from the cloned profile, and after that use the permission set and assign to the users. Okay. So which of the following are true? This is related to WebTool lead. There are only two answers.
D
Okay.
and
B.
B and
D and
B
D.
and D. B and D. Okay, great, right. So how many
It's
leads can be
B.
captured per day? Yeah, right. How many leads can be captured per day? What's that?
500.
500. Yeah, correct. So shall we just mitigate the spam entries? How shall we mitigate those spam entries? What's the feature?
You can use Google Captcha in Web 2 form.
Yeah,
Sorry, Web.
correct. Correct. We can use Google Captcha. So the answer is B and D. Great. Okay. So this is like funny scenario. Your friend has completed insert operation using data loader. So since it's a fun Friday, he wants to leave soon to his native place. Okay. He wants you to complete the update operation. Okay. Already completed insert and he wants you to complete the update operation. So what attribute do you use? Okay.
ID, record ID.
Great. Record ID.
Record ID.
So we should, yeah, we should load the record ID and then we should update it. Okay, you have logged into Salesforce in the morning and doing some work, okay, in order to just show your TL that you are working more efficiently. Okay, after your TL went away and you also gone for some movie, some Friday movies. So after movie, you found that Salesforce all gets automatically logged out. So how did it happen? Is there any magic? How did it happen?
Login hours.
Login
Now,
settings on profile level.
okay,
Session
it's like
setting.
a session set. Yeah,
Session
exactly. It's like a
Mhm.
session setting. Okay. In the session setting, default value will be 2 hours. You can set from 15 minutes to 24 hours. Okay, so that it's get automatically logged out. Great. Okay, next one. Assume that you have completed this admin exam and you want to reimburse those money from your manager so that you have submitted some approval to your manager. Okay, so the manager is reviewing your reimbursement request, and manager is thinking that they have to add the exam code like ADM 201. Okay, but you already submitted for approval. So can manager edit the record because it's already submitted for approval? The record will be get locked.
No.
Record?
Record, yeah. If manager wants to edit the record and just add the code like ADM 201, can he add it? Edit?
No.
Yes, like that depends the settings we have done by defining the approval process.
Great,
Yes.
great. It's depend on the settings. So this is the settings. So we can usually the default option will be only administrator can edit the records during approval process. And next one, we can just change it. Okay. Even the assigned approver, like our manager can also edit the records. So the reason why we are using these properties, once the record is submitted for approval, it will automatically locked, right? So that we are using it. Great. Okay, so you done some mistake. You have to hide the wrongly created field just for now, okay, not as a permanent change. How shall we hide the field? What are the possibilities?
Remove from
Okay,
Page
do it.
layout.
Page layout.
Okay.
Page layout.
Page
Mhm.
layout.
Okay,
Field level settings.
Field permission.
field permission.
You can provide record page. We can remove FLS on the profile level as well.
Okay, field level security. What's another one? At a time we can remove from multiple profiles. Any guess? It also starts with field.
Field
level security.
accessibility. Accessibility.
Yeah, correct. Field level, field accessibility. So page layout, field level security, and field accessibility. Great. Okay, this is like a conversation between employee and manager. Consider employee is in the lower hierarchy, manager is in the higher hierarchy. Okay, we are talking about role hierarchy stuffs. Employee is saying that I kept account as a private in OWD so that no one can see your record. Okay, he is saying I'm pretty much confident because if you set something as a private, then no one can see others' record, right? So he is saying like that. Manager is saying I can edit my records. Okay, so shall I see or edit your record because you are in below hierarchy, right? You are below to me. So shall I see or edit your records? He is asking like that. So what is the employee answer?
You have to grant access using hierarchies.
Okay, but see the object.
Okay.
Account object.
Yeah,
Account is a standard
Yeah,
object.
standard object, right? Yeah, grant
Yeah.
access using hierarchies won't work for it.
Yeah, it's already enabled. Okay, so it's already enabled. So we don't have to do anything. Simply he can see or edit it because he already can edit his records. So his profile is having edit permission. So obviously he can see or edit your records too. Okay, so we always note about this object, whether it is a custom object or standard object. Okay, so that's all about admin question. Are you ready for advanced admin questions?
Yes.
Okay, great. After uploading a change set, I found that you have forgot one page layout or some stuffs. So you want to add additionally, okay, you want to add some dependent components. What can you do? Because you
We
already
can
uploaded
clone.
the change set.
Yeah, we can clone the existing chain set and we redeploy.
Okay, where can you clone? In your source org or in your destination org?
So in source.
Okay, great. Clone the chain set in the source org, add the components and then upload again. Because the chain set will get locked. Okay, once you upload the chain set, you cannot edit it. Great. Okay, migrating components. So you have to just note down from which org they are migrating to which org. If it is a related org, there may be some options. If it is totally unrelated org, there may be some options. Okay, in this question, they're migrating components from one production org to another production org. That is totally different. Okay, using Visual Studio Code. So, which of the things should be required? So, what should I collect it before doing this deployment using Visual Studio? Has anyone already tried this using a deployment using Visual Studio? Okay, let me give you options. There are 3 answers. Okay, just guess it.
Username and password.
Username and password and
Target environment.
target environment.
ABC.
Okay, ABC, great. So we don't need any chain set, we don't need any archives, only ABC, correct. How to remove existing code and sync new codes? So there is option to sync new codes.
Make that code as primary.
Okay, so there is a button in order to sync the new code. Okay, so you can just simply click that start sync button. So existing codes will get removed and new codes will automatically get synced. Okay, so it will be in the code detail page. What type of forecasts are available for collaborative forecasting? Any guess? Okay, let me show you options. Answer, there are 3 answers. Okay, the answer is forecast by revenue and quantity and then product family A, B and D. Okay, so this is about collaborative forecasting. There are only 3 ways to predict it. Okay. Okay. Email should be sent to the manager if the case is not updated from new status. What is the correct sequence to do it? First of all, how we can achieve this?
Workflow rules.
Case escalation.
Email to case.
Okay, so there are a lot of ways in admin concepts. So there is what you have said is right. Okay, there are a lot of options, of course. So there is a process called entitlement process. So this is obviously to just if the process doesn't happen for particular minutes, you can just do some actions. Okay, in order to, for example, if you're raising a case to a customer to some company, okay, so they will set some timeline. Okay, we have to send the first response within 15 minutes, like that. They will set some timeline. So within 15 minutes, the milestone will just keep on running. It will automatically send the email if it crossed 15 minutes. Okay, that kind of steps. So there is an order to create the entitlement process. First, you have to create a milestone. After that entitlement process, and then milestone action is we are sending like email alert, field update, outbound message, everything, right? So that milestone action, and after that we can create an entitlement record. Okay, this is the order. We have to be more accurate with this order. See, the option maybe gets shuffled here and there. So first one milestone, and then entitlement process, and then milestone action, and finally entitlement record. So this is like you are setting some timeline. Okay. Okay. As an approver, Daniel usually receives the email whenever approval request is sent, but he just changed to delegated approver. Okay. But now he is not receiving any emails. Why? What is the problem?
Because he should be enabled as a delegated approver.
Okay. So think that he enabled as a delegated approver.
The setting is disabled in the
Setting is-
approval process.
Yes.
Okay, correct. Settings, some settings, right? So the setting is like receive approval request emails should be set. So this setting in the quick find box, you can type as approval settings. So there you can just set, it will be like, I think, only approver or a delegated approver. So we can just set some common options, and after that we can check it. Okay. So you should not think in this way, like the email will send, email deliverability will be like system emails or all emails, like that. So we should not think in that way, because he is already receiving some kind of emails when he was an approver, right? So that may not be option. We should not think like that. So in approval settings, we have to find it. What are the transfer options are available in a chat omnichannel? Anyone familiar with omnichannels? So these are the options. We can pick 3.
One transfer to skill.
Okay, great.
Transfer to group.
Okay, not. Okay, I will say the answer. Transfer to skill, and transfer to agent. So transfer to means we can just transfer to any agent who is in the online. I can just check who is in the online and then I can transfer it. Okay, that's the option. Transfer to agent means we can pick the agent name directly by typing it. And transfer to skill is if your customer is asking about particular department, then you can search based on the skill. Okay, which agent is familiar with that skill? I can search based on the skill and then I can transfer that call. Okay, so answer is transfer to agent, and transfer to skill. Okay. What can be included in public groups? I think this question is so common.
Yeah, users.
Okay. So can you look into these options and pick it?
Roles.
Roles, profiles,
Okay.
and other public.
Oh, shall profile come over here? I think this is common question for PAB people as well as admin people. So we can add other public groups in one single public group. And then we know about roles, right? We can add roles and subordinates, everyone. And this thing will be new for you, of course. So user assigned to specific territories can be add in single public groups. So don't add profiles or permission sets over here in the public group. Okay, you can add other public groups, roles and subordinates like that kind of way. And finally, some specific territories you can add under public groups. Okay, I hope it's clear. Okay, how control by parent work?
If parent and child are in master.
The security and sharing settings of the child are controlled by the
is it
parent.
inherited by parent to child.
Okay, so if I'm having a read option in the account record, okay, so then what option can be in the contact records for the related contact records? Of course, the read, because it is controlled by parent, right? You already said the option. So whatever the options present in the parent, it will just inherit the same thing for the child. Okay, that's the control by parent.
Mhm.
Okay, finally, when opportunity assigned to a territory. I don't know, I'm having options or not. Okay, having options. I think this may be a little bit difficult for you because it's advanced level.
I
When
think
opportunity
it's
account is
D.
updated.
D.
Yes,
When
D.
opportunities account is
Account
updated.
is updated.
Okay, I will reveal the answer. So first I will say what we cannot do it. Okay, so when we first of all, shall we import opportunity using data import wizard?
No.
I think only data loader. With only data loader you can do.
Yeah. So B option is
Only
wrong.
use contact.
Okay, we can eliminate that. And D option is also wrong because it whatever the account is updated in opportunity, it doesn't affect it. Okay, it will work only when you do some creation. Okay, not some updates. So the answer is when opportunity is created simply by using quick create, or else you are going to opportunity tab and creating some new opportunity, then it will work. And also when opportunity will create, when lead is getting converted, so it successfully creates the opportunity, right? So the option is A and C. Whenever the opportunity is getting created, this territory can be assigned. Okay, it's easy to remember, right? Any questions up to this?
No.
Okay. How is advanced admin questions compared to admin exams questions?
They
Maybe
are
it's
a
a
bit
advanced.
tricky.
Very difficult.
Yeah. But everyone answered really, really, really well. I really appreciate it. And how about admin exam questions?
They were pretty easy, I think.
Okay, great. So we should just pick some keywords and break that logic. That's it, right? Okay. So let me hand over the session. Okay, I just want to hear some feedbacks from you people because it'll be helpful for me to handle the next session too.
It was a very interactive session. I liked it that way.
Great.
And very informative.
Thank you. Any other feedback?
This is really helpful.
Thank you, Ritika.
Helpful and informative.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
You got opportunity to learn.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I think it just brushed up whatever you have learned so far. I think it just revised everything so that your brain can think up to all these scenarios. It will just act as a small training like that. So you can just use these steps in order to prepare the exam. And don't forget about creating some mini projects for each and every exam. This will be really helpful so that you can proudly say, I just prepared for the exam practically, not just MCQs. Okay, all the best for everyone. I want to hand over the session to Pasha, so he will announce the winners.
Just one question here,
Mhm.
like, will the recording be available anywhere? Because I missed some initial part of this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it will be available in admin group Trichy page, also in YouTube's. We will post it.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
In the Trailblazer community group, you mean?
Yeah, great.
Okay.
Admin Trichy group.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Pasha, do you want to continue?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Bhavdharani. So we conducted the contest for this session. So that's a Salesforce Hunt contest. So we have received more responses, but the result purely based on the first come first serve basis. So we have picked some winners. So we received more responses. So we have only low number of voucher codes. So we have picked some peoples as a winners. So it's like Ramya Ramanathan, Pradeep Sivakumar, and Nandini Parameshwaran, Lakshmi Priya S, and Abhishek Saha. So congratulations to all the winners for your certification and for this winning this voucher code also. So keep support and keep track our upcoming sessions and upcoming contest also. Thank you everyone for joining these sessions, and we will provide the PPT and recording through the event page and YouTube also. We posted the YouTube links in social media, I mean LinkedIn also, so no worry about the recording and PPTs. So thank you everyone.
Okay, I just have one question.
Mhm.
Can I? Okay, so as a developer, so if you have PD1, is it good to
Mhm.
have the advanced admin certification? I was just thinking. So
Yeah, of
what do you
course.
guys think?
Of course, even I'm a developer. I just started my career as a developer. After that, I complete admin and advancement because nowadays developer is doing both the job, admin as well as developer, right? So it is very, very, it's add-on for your resume. You can just keep rocking it. You can just add it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you everyone for joining. It's quite, really I love the session. It's what, really wonderful. Thank you everyone for joining and be very, very interactive.
Thank you, Dharani, and thank you,
Thank
Basha.
you. Great